Well, good morning. It's coffee time. Today we're going to talk conspiracy theories. Uh, the moon landing, flat Earth. Um, what else? Chemtrails are poisoning us. Uh, who shot JFK? That's my favorite. I don't think that's a theory, though. I don't think that's a theory. So you have conspiracy theories, and then you have conspiracies that are actually not theories. Which weird is most of those end up not being theories eventually. I don't think you're going to get me on the flat Earth deal, but that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about guitar stuff because we talk about guitar stuff here every every day. You know, you'll see in the chats online and all over the internet that some company's trying to scam you. You know, there's some, and it's even with the big companies, Fender and Gibson and PRS. Uh, they're trying to in some way uh, dupe you into thinking something so that you'll buy their product, right? Like you're like, oh my God, dude. Right. There's just this overly cynical, like every company is out to get you. Um, all reviewers are lying. All reviewers are bought and paid for. Um, you know, expensive guitars are just a scam to take your money. Um, just all those things. Like the entire thing is a psyop, which is weird because here we are playing with toys. Literally, that's what we're doing. We are adults, and some of you might be younger folks, but I doubt it. I bet most of you watch these videos anyway are adults, and we're just adults playing with toys. We are playing with toys. That's what we're doing. And people are so cynical. I see it in the comments all the time. Like, it's so funny to me that people are just like, they just want to believe something negative. They want to believe that someone is out to get them. And I don't get it. And so I was thinking about it some and doing some research on it. And it, the bottom line is this: it's an easy out. It's like when in the comment section when I make a very well thought out video, let's say on this one, and somebody gets in the comments and just says boomer, right? Well, I'm not a boomer, obviously. I'm a Gen Xer. Okay. In fact, I'm on the low side of Gen X. Okay. So there we go. So I'm not a boomer, but that person just wanted an easy out. They just like couldn't think of anything smart to say, so they just say that. Blaming something on a conspiracy theory in what we're talking about. Okay, we're not talking about life and death stuff here. We're not talking about who killed JFK. Okay, we're not talking about that. We're talking about playing with toys. That's what we're doing. So, and we're not driving them. They can't kill us. In a car, if something bad happens or if somebody hides something, we could die, right? We are literally playing with toys. So instead of this product is complicated, this product has a bunch of nuance to it because of the way it's made and etc. This and that and this and that. You're lying to me. They lied to me to try to get me to buy their product. Instead of somebody saying, I have, I'm personally, I like my Gibson guitar. I think it's great. And to be honest with you, a lot of those cheap Chinese guitars, I'm just not really interested in. It's not that I'm against them. I'm glad that you have them. I'm glad that everybody has what they have. I'm just not interested in them, right? Just not something. It's the same thing with knives and watches, and there's all kinds of Chinese versions of everything that sort of all look the same. Like there's a whole market of pocket knives that just kind of all looks the same from 3 big Chinese manufacturers over there. 3 or 4 big manufacturers over there. And I'm just not interested. You can just kind of tell what they are. And it's the same thing with guitars. I'm just really not interested. Well, then that turns into you're a shill. You're a snob. You're a right? And this, I'm not saying it just happens to me. I'm saying it happens to you too. If you like something in particular, then all of a sudden you're a shill for that company or that product, and you hate everything else because you like this thing, which we all know that's not true. I like all guitars. I just prefer a certain one, right? And you do the same thing. We all do the same thing where we prefer what we prefer. And the internet turns it into you hate that and you love this, and now you're not my friend. It's a weird way to live, to be honest with you. I don't get why that is. Um, Instead of the cheap guitar versus the expensive guitar thing being manufacturing involves compromises. It involves, you know, it involves real time expenses changing. It involves, uh, as far as costs of materials, costs of labor, inflation. There's like when you're dealing with a business, there's a lot of moving parts to it. So um, it's very complicated, right? It's a very complicated thing, especially for folks that aren't informed on how businesses work. If you work for a business and you just go there and you do work and you answer the phone at at your job, or I don't know, install pipes, or you do whatever, you're doing that job, but you're not taking care of all of the craziness that goes along with it to make all of that go. And when you own a business or when you run a business, on that end of it, you understand the manufacturing, the shipping times, the shipping costs, the taxes, just all the things that go into it. And all of it, and then to say, okay, well, but then that makes this product $2,800. How can we make it $1,000 or $800 so more people can afford them? Well, let's figure that out. How come this $800 guitar that was $800, or a few years ago it was $500, is now $800? Well, it's because expenses went up. It's also because the customers wanted more features, but we can't just put more features on for no money because it costs to put more features on it. So it ends up being more expensive. There's all this nuance. Instead of, you know, they're cheaping out on this guitar and it's worse than it used to be. And they're just trying to money grab by making Inspired by Gibson. They're just trying to money grab by et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, here's the deal. Most companies are not evil. They're not saints, or they're not evil. They're not out to get you. They are following the incentive of making money, because that's what they're just out to make money. Duh. They're out to make money because that's what companies do. I don't know any business who opens their doors and says, you know what? I don't need to make any money this month. I'm just going to spend all my expenses out of pocket. And, who cares if I'm solvent next month, or who cares if I'm broke? Nobody's going to do that. Everybody wants to make money. And the bigger the company gets, the more fingers need to make money, the more hands need to make money. It's just kind of how it works. So they're not evil. They're just trying to do what they do. I'm trying to do what I do. If your company that you work for wasn't in the process, wasn't there for the purpose of making money, you wouldn't have a job. So, what's funny to me is the people that do this. Okay, so let's say, I don't want to disparage anybody, but let's say the person hating in the comments about how they're just out to money grab. That person probably works at Walmart, or they work at Target, or they work at Domino's Pizza, or they work at, I don't know, Farmers Insurance, or that. So I'm not talking about income level. I'm talking about, they work at Farmers Insurance. They work at State Farm. They work at T-Mobile. They work at, these big companies, or maybe they work at a local plumbing place, Phil Bob's Plumbing Service, and he's just a guy, but he needs to make money. Uh, Nobody gets a job from somebody who doesn't have money. Okay, uh, nobody nobody who's broke hires anybody. Just FYI, I hate millionaires. Well, guess what? Poor people don't give you jobs. So there you go. So if you need a job, you need to find somebody with more money than you, and those folks need to make that money somehow. Just kind of how it works. Uh, you know, so when we think about that, and then we dive, that's the concept behind it. Like, you got to make money to give people money, and you got to make money to pay people. Like, so we can all have jobs. That's not how I went. I'm going to make my own. So that's what I do. Because of that, there are all these marketing ideas, right? And so Fender, they sell nostalgia because people buy nostalgia. That's just what they do. That's why they don't change a whole lot, right? It's the Strat, it's the Tele, it's the P-Bass, it's the Jazzmaster. They sell nostalgia. That's what they do. My buddy Chris from Texas Toast always says that Fender's biggest competition is old Fenders, right? Because that's what they do. They sell nostalgia. Gibson charges premium prices not because they're trying to get you. It's because it's a premium product. This whole thing that Fender and Gibson used to be for the working man is BS, to be honest with you. If you go back and look at the early marketing of both of those companies, they were premium products. Fender was more repairable because of how it was made. And I think people get that mixed up with for the working man. The working man brands are Epiphone and Squier. That's how that works. That's what happened. You have these premium flagship products. They are the Fender Stratocaster and the Fender Telecaster are flagship products for Fender. The Gibson Les Paul and the Gibson SG, etc., are flagship products for Gibson. They are the top of the line, and they are not for the working man. They are, yes, they're for the professional who does this for work, but he's a professional, right? For the rest of us, there's Epiphone and Squier, and we have a hard time believing that, but it's not a conspiracy. It's just that's how it works. And as a result of this, now, and I don't think any of this was an issue until the internet started. So now you have people talking about it in all these echo chambers, and let's face it, PRS makes a pretty decent guitar. Nobody clicks on that, So you have to figure out some kind of stupid conspiracy theory to make people click on a video, which is dumb. It doesn't make sense to me. I will make a video that you click on because what it says in the video is true, but I won't make up outrage for no reason. That makes no sense, because it doesn't serve in the long term. If you just make up outrage for no reason, it doesn't serve in the long term, because that outrage quickly dies and then it goes away. And then all of a sudden everybody thinks a company's evil. Everybody thinks a creator's evil. On the creator side of things, reviewers, they miss details sometimes. I don't know every button. I don't know everything, but that's why you watch more than one review. They have biases, I'm like things that, like we just talked about, that, I don't like the Chinese guitar. I'm not a fan. Like all those ones that are all the same. I'm not saying I don't like Chinese guitars. I like Epiphones. They're cool. I'd be interested in trying out an Eastman. There's some brands that I'm interested in. But I'm talking about like all of these that look the same that cost $400. I'm just not interested in that. It's just not my thing. So there is a bias there, of course. No, everybody thinks I hate cheap guitars, and I don't. I'm not interested in them. I'm not a fan of them. I like cheap guitars. I like Squiers. But I want the real thing of the real thing, if that makes sense. And certain people, I get really excited about certain stuff. And sometimes, and the other thing is, you'll do a review and then oh crap, that didn't go so well. I had an amp that we did a review on, and it didn't go very well in the long term because the amp blew up, and I had to get another one. Like whatever, it's those things happen. It's not that I lied. It's not that I was trying to sell you something, because even though it sucked, I'm giving you the information that I have. And that's what most reviewers are doing. Now, I'm not saying everybody's awesome, but there isn't this grand conspiracy on release day of a particular product to just shill you into oblivion. That's not what it's about. Um, that's not what it's about. It's funny because we used to go to Barnes and Noble or somewhere when a new product came out, and you would see the magazine stand, and all of the covers of all of the car magazines would have the same car on it. All of the whatever, home magazines would have the same cordless drill on it. Like, it was the same thing because that product came out that month, right? On the new product page of Dirt Bike Magazine, of all of the dirt bike magazines, the same new products were on all the new product pages, right? It's the same thing. It just happens on YouTube now instead because we don't use print media like we used to. It's the same thing. That's the way advertising works now. That's why you see when a new car comes out, you're going to see every commercial on Sunday during racing is going to be like right now, Formula One, it's Cadillac. Cadillac's running a bunch of stuff. Like that's what you're going to see. That's just how it works. It's just, so it's not a conspiracy. That's not to say that, being skeptical about stuff's not good. I mean, obviously you want to ask questions, you want to think critically for yourself. Just because 5 videos, 5 articles, 5 whatever say you should buy this thing. I'll tell you a story. So last night I got a message from a guy. It says, I watch all your videos. I've been watching your stuff for a long time. And I play acoustic guitar, and I want to buy an electric guitar. I want to buy a Les Paul. But I'm worried that I'm not going to get a good one. Because, and his whole theory, everything he said was the internet says, they say, there was like 4 or 5 sentences. And he says, I just don't know what to do. And I'm like, do you want a Les Paul? And he said, yes. And I was like, buy one. Go to Sweetwater right now. Buy a Les Paul. Don't read anything else on the internet. Well, how do I know if I'm going to get a good one? You'll know. You get the guitar. If it's good, keep it. If not, return it. End of story. Don't let the internet tell you what to think about this. Chances are you're going to pull that guitar out of the box and it's going to be amazing and you're going to love it. And if there is a little imperfection here or there that you don't care about, then it doesn't matter. Like, it's because there could be. There's a lot of handwork on that guitar. So you could find, something. I can find something on every guitar. You bring me the highest quality of anything, and I will find a human imparted imperfection on that instrument. I will find it. It's because it happens. People do that to Gibson. They look at them so hard because of what they hear. So I said, just do it and don't listen to anybody. Just go buy it. And he's like, well, thanks for the advice. I appreciate that. So healthy skepticism is good. We want to make sure that we're keeping all these companies on their toes, like with this Fender thing and with Gibson thing in the past and Gibson quality control. If it's not good, return it. Healthy skepticism is good. And choose with your wallet. If you don't want to spend $3,000 for a guitar, don't. Buy something cheaper, but be happy about it. We're playing with toys here. But understand that they're not out to get you. Don't become paranoid. Don't become like a flat earther or one of these people who thinks that the entire world, everything is a conspiracy and everybody's lying to you. If you are that way, man, I feel for you, because it's not, humans are pretty cool. You know, the comment section, the 5 people in, you know, let's say we have 500 comments on a video and there's like 8 angry people in there. That's a minority of human beings. Like the most human beings who are out here doing stuff are they're cool. And what I would say is don't read comments and don't make comments. Well, make comments, please. Please do that. But remember, we're playing with toys and we're having fun. That's really the thing. We're playing with toys and we're having fun. Thanks for hanging out.